I fell for my straight roommate, but deliberately kept my distance from him. When he accidentally picked up my underwear, he frowned and coldly warned me, "I don't like guys. Don't use it for that kind of thing." Chu Yan laughed angrily. "You think I'm into that?" But later, he was the one who climbed into my bed at night, coaxing me to touch his chest muscles. "Baby, don't you like how big they are?" After class, I went back to the dorm where only Chu Yan was there. He was collecting clothes on the balcony. When he saw me squeezing, he quickly finished collecting them and handed me a drying pole. I didn't take it. Chu Yan's brow furrowed, visibly annoyed. "My hands aren't sweaty. They're not dirty." He knew about my germophobia and didn't bother explaining further. He just leaned the pole against the wall. "Whatever. Suit yourself." I didn't take the easy way out, frowning with a strange tone. "Chu, I don't like guys." He paused slightly, then burst out laughing after realizing what I meant. "Are you sick, Shenbai? Handing you a pole means I'm into you." I lowered my eyes, pursing my lips as I snatched a pair of underwear from his arms. "This is mine. Don't use it for that kind of thing." Chu Yan looked closely 3 times before realizing he'd grabbed the wrong one. His attitude deflated as he rubbed his buzz cut and apologized awkwardly. His dark face turned red. Sorry, I have a similar one and accidentally grabbed the wrong one. No other meaning. But we're both guys. Sharing clothes isn't a big deal." My cheeks flushed as I glared at him coldly. "No way. I can't accept that." Chu froze, then slapped himself in annoyance, racking his brains to follow me around explaining he really wasn't a pervert. I looked skeptical on the surface, but of course believed him inside. After all, this pair of similar underwear was something I deliberately bought and hung up. Beginning of sophomore year, the school assigned students from other departments to fill our dorm, and finally, that person was Chu Yan. The first time I saw him, dim, just standing there, he maxed out both intimidation and sexual tension. You can imagine how good it would be if we got together. Unfortunately, after he saw my earrings and dyed hair, he kept in subtle but clear distance from me, like he was afraid of being hit on by a gay guy. Does he really think he's that attractive? Well, he actually is. Boys and girls confessing to him at school never stopped, even though Chu made it clear early on he didn't want to date, always dismissing them with one line, "Bother me again, and I'll beat you up." After a period of observation, I had to regretfully admit that Chu really practiced what he preached. The dance department heartthrob flirtatiously grabbed his arm 1 second. The next second got an over the shoulder throw from a disgusted Chu Yan. He was clearly moved to kill. Dealing with this tough guy, I reined in my direct approach and decided to take it slow. The matching underwear misunderstanding was embarrassing, but it also helped me and Chu Yan successfully break. We became roommates who could actually talk, but this level was still far from enough. As the cleanest guy in the dorm, Shen the Swamp, I timed it perfectly, managing to run into Chu Yan washing up several times while washing underwear. Shen Bai once again spotted that familiar piece of fabric, hesitated before speaking. "Is this newly bought? Or bought it before school started, been wearing it for ages?" I answered casually, acting like I hadn't thought much about it. Instead, Chu looked away somewhat unnaturally and said, "Don't wear that one anymore. I don't like wearing the same style as others." Zheng Mian and Zheng Qing, our 2 roommates, immediately defended me. "What's your problem? You changed then. What's he got to do with the Shen Bai? Bro, you're more picky than Shen the Swan, even underwear isn't okay." Chu Yan frowned, frustrated and speechless. I stepped into immediate, "Not wearing this one is fine. Everyone has their quirks. I have them too. We're all friends, nothing we can't tolerate." He grunted, thanked me quietly, ears burning red. I smiled pitifully. "Idiot, the sizes don't even match. You couldn't have worn it by mistake." With me mediating in between, plus Chu Yan's decent personality, he gradually fit into the new dorm. Zhang Mian and Zheng Qing called him Brother Chu all day, just hoping he'd carry them in games. But I still had the best relationship with Chu Yan. For this year's electives, he chose the same calligraphy class as me. Nobody expected the old professor to be addicted to assigning homework. So while Zhang Mian and Zheng Qing lounged comfortably in the dorm, they could use us too as entertainment. Them. "I heard that old guy's really strict. Won't this get torn apart?" Xiaobai writes pretty characters. "Why don't you teach Brother Chu? He's clearly heading for disaster." Seeing the dead branches he drew, I couldn't help but smile, standing behind the embarrassed Chu Yan without greeting him. Palm covered, his dark hand. "Let me teach Chu." His knuckled fingers stiffened, like he'd never had such intimate contact with anyone. I pretended not to notice his discomfort, my pale fingers barely wrapping around his, correcting bit by bit. "Your grip is raw. You're spacing out." Chu Yan tried hard to lean forward and away. I didn't give him a chance to pull away, pressing my soft chest against his back. It was almost like holding him in my arms. Speaking softly by his ear, due to our height difference, warm breath flowed entirely toward Chu Yan's neck, soon turning it completely red. "Not like that. Focus." Chu Yan's Adam's apple bobbed, his strokes getting worse. Suddenly he broke, free forcefully, face stern as he packed up. "Don't talk. I don't need you to teach me." I naturally stepped back. My lower back hit the chair, making me hiss softly, frowning slightly. Who went too far? Or did he figure it out? Jang Mian and Zheng Qing looked at each other, even more confused about what set Chuyan off, but didn't dare say anything. After he went to shower, they pulled me aside to comfort me. Brother Chu's just like that. Lots of issues. Really hates physical contact with us. Maybe we're not close enough yet. Don't be mad, Xiaobai. Listening to the faint sound of water from the bathroom, I barely suppressed my smile, keeping a cold face as I went to bed. From that day on, except for necessary communication, Chuyan never said an extra word to me. I was the same, of course. With the dorm atmosphere this awkward, Zhang Mian and Zheng Qing were caught in the middle, totally confused, unable to mediate. They just rarely came back. Chuyan also had various things keeping him out, but there were always times when he rested in the dorm. Timing his nap to end, I stood in front of the full-length mirror, biting my shirt hem, awkwardly trying to apply medicated patches to my lower back, but I could never reach the right spot. Chuyan appeared beside me at some point. From that day you hit it. Let me help you put it on. I didn't give in. My eyes cold as ice. No need. I don't like people touching me either. Chuyan ground his back teeth in frustration, simply pinned me against the wall with one hand, and snatched the patch with the other. His fingertip touched the bruise on my tailbone. I shivered. Not painful, but very itchy. Chuyan frowned. This serious? I stubbornly pretended. Let go, I'll do it myself. Chuyan pulled down my waistband until a bit of the cleft showed, only then revealing all the purple bruising, like a heavy brushstroke on a white canvas. His voice inexplicably went hoarse. Put it here. Before I could respond, the patch was gently applied. His rough fingertips unavoidably touched the delicate skin. Chuyan was half a beat slow to let go. I turned around but showed no gratitude, pursing my lips coldly. Since you hate me, there's no need to force yourself to pretend. He unconsciously rubbed his fingertip, unable to figure out what he was being stubborn about, mumbling, Shen Bai, I don't hate you. I just had a moment. Sorry, okay. My expression relaxed as I looked at him, helplessly. But bro, can you not randomly blow up next time? Otherwise, I'd think you were gay. Chuyan averted his eyes. Agreed, okay. After making up, I took the initiative to go further, dragging him to eat. Attend classes. Game together. Arms around each other happily. Personalities clicked unexpectedly well. We quickly became inseparable. Over time, even people confessing to Chuyan became fewer, but more and more people got curious about our relationship. Are you two dating? At times like this, I was often more open. Then Chuyan, seriously hooking his pinky finger, looking troubled. What do we do, Yan? They found out. Should we just come clean? Chu couldn't catch my fidgeting finger, could only grab my wrist, both exasperated and amused. Enough, stop messing around. Under our honest clarifications, anymore. People believed the rumors instead in dish. At first glance it looked like I was held captive in Chuyan's arms, the romantic tension practically overflowing the screen. The comments below were excited. There's a height difference, so hot. Who gets the body type difference too? Damn, this counts as domestic violence, right? This sexual tension. The bed frame's gonna collapse. I smirked, liked it with my alt account, then casually let Chuyan see this post. He immediately frowned deeply, like facing a century-old puzzle. His face turning red then redder. What nonsense. Shen Bai and I are good bros. Spread more rumors and I'll beat people up. Good bros. I'm an insider, let me spill. Shen Bai was trapped in bed by Chuyan for 3 days and nights. I was lying under the bed then. Heard it crystal clear. I'm from the next dorm. I heard it too. Shen Bai cried so pitifully. Chuyan got furious and started typing frantically, but 2 fists can't beat 4 hands. I curiously leaned over. What good stuff are you looking at? Let me see. Lao Dian. Nothing worth seeing. Just people with nothing better to do slandering our friendship. Looks like I need to add more fuel to the fire. People confessing to Chuyan became much fewer, but not completely gone. I was having lunch with him in the cafeteria. At a glance, I saw the underclassmen diagonally ahead whispering with her friends, occasionally looking back at us. What she planned to do was obvious. Chuyan remained oblivious, disapprovingly staring at my half bowl of leftover, taking it to finish himself. Eating so little won't do. If you don't like the school food, we'll eat out tomorrow. I sighed wistfully, shaking my head. If I get fat, I'll lose all dating prospects. A pair of large hands suddenly rubbed my stomach, then seriously measured my waist. Chu asked confused, you're clearly skinny. Eat boldly without worry. The unexpected warmth made my waist go soft, nearly falling into his arms. Damn, if I hadn't tested the water so many times, I really wouldn't believe. Chu was straight. He seemed way better at flirting than me, and I'm gay. I guess it's true, racking your brain gets you nowhere, but a straight guy's genuine feelings, that's pure gold. Luckily, the underclassmen walked up to us just then, so Chuyan didn't notice anything was off. Crisis averted. Her face was slightly flushed, eyes bright as she watched our interaction. Sorry, I came at a bad time. No, you came at the perfect time. I steadied my heartbeat, smiled warmly, and asked Chuyan for his WeChat. The underclassman's face got even redder as she stammered. No, I want the upperclassman's. Speaking and carefully glancing at Chuyan. I was surprised, but my fingers moved fast to accept her request. She even turned back reluctantly after walking away. Chuyan watched the whole thing with a dark expression, clearly annoyed. She confessed to you. You thinking of saying yes? I casually typed a thanks without even looking at him. Why not? Chu Yan blurted out without thinking. What about me then? Oh, finally getting it. My heart skipped as I put down my phone, looking at him with amusement. I don't want to abandon my bro, but people got a date, you know. How about you just date me instead, babe? Chu Yan was stunned, jaw clenched tight, looking like his worldview just got shattered. His face practically screamed. That's possible. How is that possible? What did you just call me? Before he could answer, I burst out laughing. Just messing with you. Scared you, didn't I? Hooking straight guys is harder than climbing Mount Everest. Chu Yan didn't take the out I gave him, his face darker than a storm cloud. He wolfed down his food and got up to leave. I followed him a few steps, surprised. Chu Yan, I was joking. I forgot you can't stand gay stuff. Won't bring it up again, promise. He stopped dead in his tracks, letting me crash into his back, before steadying my shoulders. You saying you want to date her? Was that a joke too? I touched my nose guiltily, eyes darting around. Well, not exactly. Chu Yan's expression kept changing as he headed back to the dorm, like an angry lion patrolling his territory. He was upset, but didn't understand why. And I, knowing the answer, just followed behind with a wicked smile, watching him walk straight into the hunter's trap. Man, I'm really bad. The Jiang Mian and Zheng Qing were watching a movie and jumped when we walked in. Jiang Mian clutched his chest. You scared me to death. You two ate fast today. Chu Yan suddenly announced. Shen Bai's gonna start dating. Zheng Qing kept one eye on his computer screen, the other looking over in surprise greedily. That's great. Congrats on Bai finally escaping eternal singlehood. Chu Yan narrowed his eyes, seeming to search for any sign of upset from them, but found none. Using his size advantage, he squeezed between the two, and before Jiang Mian and Zheng Qing could react, he casually announced, Guess I'll just have to hang with you two from now on. As he spoke, he shot me a meaningful glance. I held back my laughter and nodded seriously. Right, we're all bros. Hanging with anyone's the same. Guys, I'm putting Chu Yan in your care. Jiang Mian and Jiang Qing were totally absorbed in their movie and missed the subtle undercurrents, just laughing it off. Don't worry, we won't let Chu Yan get lonely. Perfect timing. We're watching a horror flick. It's so scary. Having Chu Yan here makes us feel safe. Bye. Join us. Hearing horror, Chu Yan visibly tensed but stubbornly didn't move. Nah, I got stuff to do. I stared thoughtfully at Chu Yan's rigid back, like I discovered some incredible secret. Good thing I didn't watch with them. Jiang Mian and Zheng Qing were curled up like cocoons, screaming louder than each other. The next dorm over probably thought someone was slaughtering pigs, but they're gluttons for punishment. Watched the whole series in one afternoon. Chu Yan, who kept a straight face the whole time, tried to leave but got dragged back by the two cowards. Chu Yan! Bro, you're not scared anyway. Just keep us company, please. By the time they finished, it was dark outside and everyone looked shell-shocked, all paranoid. Nobody dared chat much, just washed up and went to bed. I have a habit of drinking water at night, but I always remember to fill my bottle after getting in bed. After doing this so many times, Chu Yan just took over the job. He shoved the water bottle into my bedside area, saw me grinning like an idiot at my phone, snorted coldly, and didn't even say his usual good night. I pretended not to notice. After lights out, I paid extra attention to sounds from the bottom bunk. It wasn't until after midnight that I heard Chu Yan soft tossing and turning. I messaged him on WeChat, still awake. It immediately showed he was typing, but after a few seconds, the typing stopped and no message came. I smiled silently, like watching a fish take the bait, and a dumb fish at that. I quietly climbed down from my bed, slipped into his bed curtains. Chu Yan had his night light on, clearly not planning to sleep. He was startled to see me. What are you doing? The warm light hit his face, softening his two sharp features just right. No fierce look, just a bit of adorable doppiness was enough to show. This definitely wasn't someone to mess with lightly. Totally challenging, like the perfect prize for an adventurer like me. I slipped under his summer blanket, lying next to Chu Yan, my lips close to his ear, my words like a barely. Their kiss. Chu Yan, they were playing that horror movie, too loud this afternoon. I heard it and can't sleep. Mind if I crash here tonight? Chu Yan didn't say yes or no, just scooted over. Why not go to your girlfriend? I wish I could, but I can't exactly jump out the window to find her. He choked, rolled over with his back to me. If you're gonna sleep, sleep. Don't bug me. I turned off the light and got my wish, ran my hand over his muscled back. Chu Yan tensed up, warning in a low voice. Shen Bai quit it. Taking advantage of the darkness, I smiled while sounding totally innocent. When I got scared as a kid, my mom would pat me to sleep like this. Chu Yan didn't say anything more. Don't know if he fell asleep, but his breathing gradually steadied, like a big wolf dog, cold on the outside, warm on the inside. I sighed countless times in my head. What am I gonna do? Looking at him so scared and pitiful, but all I can think about are those 8-pack abs. I'm terrible. Next morning I woke up in Chu Yan's tight embrace, feeling every muscle contour crystal clear. Right in front of me were those solid chocolate packs, making my mouth water. I settled for second best and gave them a poke. Time to wake up, Chu Yan. Let go. Chu Yan was confused for a few seconds before realizing what happened. Quickly threw on a shirt, covering up the gorgeous view. Seeing us come out of the bed curtains one after the other, Jiang Mian and Zheng Qing's eyes went wide, pointing at us with shaking hands. You too. You too. Yesterday's movie was way too intense. Just hearing a few lines. She scared me so much I couldn't sleep alone. Had to mooch off Chuyen's masculine energy. Jingqing scratched his head. I remember you being pretty brave, Bai. Am I remembering wrong? Jiang Baiyan's eyes lit up with realization. Let's try sleeping together tonight, too. Yesterday scared me so bad I had nightmares all night. Rushing through classes, Chuyen's message came faster than the dismissal bell. What do you want for lunch? I'll grab us a table. I typed back slowly. Don't bother. I'm eating with someone else. After a while, he just replied, okay. Fishing requires knowing when to loosen and tighten the line. Too loose and the fish escapes. Too tight and the fish starts fighting back. I stayed out all day, only coming back when the dorm was about to close. Chuyen sat on his bottom bunk, annoyance written all over his face. Don't you get tired spending all day with her? Nope. I put on a sweet smile, even adding some shyness. Chuyen, once you get a crush, you'll understand. Zhenqing teased weirdly, boys will be boys. Pretty soon he probably won't even come back to the dorm at night. I pressed my lips together, face turning red. Don't talk nonsense. She's not even my girlfriend yet. She wants to think about it for a few more days. Chuyen snorted ha. She's really casting a wide net, seeing what she can catch. I almost broke character, glaring at him coldly. Chuyen, don't let me hear you talk about her like that again. His face darkened, looking incredulous. You've known her for what? A few days, and you're already turning on me for her. I said impatiently, friends are friends. Girlfriends are girlfriends. How can you even compare? This reasoning didn't convince Chuyen at all. His face was stormier than the sky outside. He paced back and forth a few times, about to explode. But I'd already gotten into bed. Chuyen looked at Jiang Mian and Zhenqing, squeezed together on one bed, then at me, asking stiff lie. You're not sleeping with me tonight? I hesitated. Do we still need to sleep together? He said without room for argument. I think you need to. I softened my expression, getting down helplessly. Fine. Yo, tonight I turned away first, not long after. A thick arm wrapped around my waist, pulling me into an embrace. Chuyen complained, too busy chatting. Didn't you notice you were about to fall off the bed? Those abs I'd been dreaming about suddenly pressed against my back. My hand shook and I nearly dropped my phone. I kept my voice normal. Am I bothering you? Yeah, I'll stop chatting then. After putting down my phone, I soon slowed my breathing. Pretending to fall asleep, I rolled over, mumbling some dream talk, and pulled away from him again. After a while, Chuyen pulled me back in. Once it starts, it becomes a habit. From then on, sleeping in one bed became like some unspoken rule. If I didn't go to Chuyen, he'd come to me. Jiang Mian and Zhenqing tried sleeping together but kept fighting in their dreams, so they gave up. They couldn't understand how two grown men could sleep together so peacefully. Bai, are you still scared? I smirked slightly, glancing at a certain someone. Yeah, born coward. Can't help it. After sleeping like this for a week, I got used to waking up to Chuyen's chocolate-colored muscles, but I never got used to only looking without touching. He got used to holding me to prevent me from falling, but never got used to not seeing me all day. Today was weekend, and I came back extra late. Locked out of the dorm building, having to ask Chuyen to let me in. He tried to hold back, but couldn't help asking, what did you two do? My face fell as I threw myself into his comforting embrace, totally deflated. What am I gonna do, Chuyen? She doesn't want to be my girlfriend. Chuyen's lips curved up as he coughed to cover it. That's good. I'll keep you company from now on, until his chest got soaked with cool liquid. He didn't realize what was happening, looking around helplessly. But Jiang Mian and Zhenqing went to an internet cafe, all-nighter, and hadn't come back all weekend. Chuyen could only awkwardly pat my back, coaxing like he would a child. Why are you crying? I'm still here, I said in a muffled voicey. But you can't be my boyfriend. Chuyen's brain short, circuited. Why not? Boyfriends can kiss. Can you? So he leaned down and kissed away all my tears. His hormones hitting me like a physical force. I stared at him blankly, forgetting even to push him away. After the kiss, I struck first, covering my mouth in shock. Chuyen, you. After I glared at him, he became totally shameless, smugly licking his lips, showing off his sharp canines. You look so sad, so I gave you a comforting kiss. What's wrong with that? So now, doesn't that make you my boyfriend? I bit my lip. No way. Don't tell anyone. I don't want a male boyfriend. That got Chuyen fired up. He grabbed at my waist and pulled me forward, dangerously narrowing his eyes as he pressed me into his chest, saying roughly, don't be so picky. Why can't the guy be your boyfriend? He grabbed my hand and pressed it to his chest. We kissed. You touched me. You don't get a choice anymore. I was stunned. How can you do this? Chuyen, how can you be so easily fooled? Poor thing, but also pretty cute. When I opened my eyes again, Chuyen had been awake for a while. He kept me tightly nestled in his arms, not daring to move, like he was afraid of scaring a ghost. I blinked and reluctantly kissed his cheek. Morning. Chuyen was dazed, instinctively kissing back. After calming down a bit, he said in a daze, Shen, by last night, Wila. I sighed. After kissing you, I gotta take responsibility. Anyway, I don't hate you either, so let's go with it. Chuyen touched his face and repeated, you don't hate me. I don't hate you either, so let's go with it. I said calmly, I want lemon fish for lunch. Remember to save me a spot. He excitedly agreed. This stupid fish was obviously already in the bag. That feeling of having everything under control vanished after waiting at lunch with no one showing up. Did he think it through and really can't accept it? Or does he actually hate me? Staring at the tender fish on my plate, I forced a smile. Couldn't even manage that. Not far from the cafeteria, I ran into Chu Yan by chance. Worse than running away. He was arguing intensely with some guy I didn't know. When you rejected me, you said you didn't like guys. How come you're with Shen Bai now? None of your damn business. Hearing this made the guy even more upset. He raised his voice. You dare tell him we slept together? Chu Yan smiled coldly and impatiently kicked him. Try talking nonsense in front of him and see what happens. He suddenly saw me standing not far away. Immediately put on a smile. I turned and left. Chu Yan thought it was a joke, hurried after me, and grabbed my wrist. Wait, babe. I showed no emotion, shaking off his hand for the first time. Chu Yan, don't touch me. We're done. His eyes trembled, visibly panicked. What are you saying? I don't get it. We just got together yesterday. Why? I laughed coldly. You still dare ask me why? Shen Bai. Don't go fishing for just any trash. After giving him the cold shoulder all day, Chu Yan came to my bed again the night. After I rejected him several times, he quietly turned off the lights and went to sleep. Jiang Mian and Zheng Qing were too scared to even breathe. This Cold War wasn't part of my planned little spat, but the real deal. While treating Chu Yan like air, I submitted a room transfer request. Jiang Mian and the others tried to convince me. We asked Chu Yan, and he doesn't know why you're mad either. Bai, it's not easy to find compatible roommates. Give him a chance to make up for his mistake. I opened my mouth, but didn't know where to start. Yeah, Chu Yan did say he never dated anyone and said he didn't like guys. But hadn't I lied to him too? A relationship that started with lies ending like this is what we deserve. I looked down. He wasn't wrong. I was wrong. The kind of wrong that can't be fixed. Chu Yan seemed to realize how determined I was and stopped trying to get close, instead avoiding me. During the room transfer review period, someone unexpected came looking for me. Chu Yan's former roommate, the guy who was hassling him that day, Sun Zihao. After cooling down, I didn't just take his word for it. I asked around among Chu Yan's classmates and got the same answer from everyone. They dated and broke up badly, so Chu Yan changed dorms. Sun Zihao kept quiet about it before, but seeing Chu Yan move on so quickly made him mad enough to spill. He's actually pretty good looking, refined, but with this unique brooding vibe. No wonder Chu Yan fell for him before. Sun Zihao looked at me with a nasty expression. Shen Bai, you're pretty slick. Even got Chu Yan hooked. I couldn't be bothered with him. Thanks for the compliment. He suddenly got pissed and shoved me hard to the ground like a maniac. Only when sharp pain shot through my tailbone did I realized, damn, what kind of psycho are you? He wouldn't look at me, so why would he look at trash like you? I tried fighting back several times but hurt too much to get up. But since we were making so much noise, one of the passing students happened to know Chu Yan and quickly texted him. Chu Yan got there fast, shoved Sun Zihao away and carried me straight to the nurse's office. The more my body hurt, the clearer my head became. Sun Zihao, is he your ex? Chu Yan got mad. He's nothing. He's a psycho. When we first roomed together, he seemed fine on the surface, but at night he'd climb into my bed and get handsy. I really regret not beating him to death that day. Everyone on the forum calls me a heartbreaker. Bah, you didn't believe his lies, did you? I casually changed the subject. Give me your phone. Chu Yan sensed the chance to make up, and didn't even ask. Obediently handing over his phone, with both hands, eyes lighting up. He wanted to say something but didn't dare. This 6'3" guy sitting by the hospital bed looked just like my grandpa's big dog back home. Friendly, but afraid to get close. I just focused on unlocking his phone, opened the campus forum, and saw a long string of posts by Sun Zihao spreading lies. What do you do when your ex-roommate pulls up his pants and acts like he doesn't know you? Chu Yan was cheating while dating me, so after we broke up, he immediately got with Shen Bai. I'm not asking Shen Bai to give me back my boyfriend, just asking him to watch Chu Yan and stop letting him bother me, and the so-called evidence was just crazy. This scumbag and homewrecker still dare act so arrogant. Chu Yan looks like the type who lies through his teeth, puts on this cold act, but probably sleeps around with tons of people. Support the original poster. Report them. I used Chu Yan's account to comment below. If you say we dated, then sure, we dated. I smile. Sun Zihao immediately replied, what do you mean? Are you even a man? I replied, nothing special. You're having a breakdown, so as a man I gotta let you have this one. A smile's to smile. Sun Zihao lost it and started sending crazy hate messages. With that little stamina, he wouldn't last 3 minutes in a palace drama. The post got taken down quickly, and so did his account. I also called the cops for assault charges and got him to spend a few days eating jail food. Then I spent some cash to post the court documents on the campus site, warning everyone to stay away from him so they wouldn't get stalked like Chu Yan did. The school gave him disciplinary action too. One more incident, and he'd be expelled. Everything was going in the right direction, but I had new problems. Chu Yan's been hovering around me lately. Won't go away no matter what. If you had a tail, it'd probably be wagging like crazy. Bye, you're amazing. Getting revenge from me so quickly. I got you fish porridge. Drink it while it's hot. Right after I swallowed one spoonful, he'd feed me another. When I finished, I finally got a chance to speak. Chu Yan, that little injury healed ages ago. You don't need to bring me food and feed me anymore. Chu Yan looked doubtful. Really? You're not lying to me again, are you? I pressed my lips together. No. Wait, where exactly are you putting your hands? I don't believe you. Let me check and I'll know. Chu Yan held me down, while saying sadly, this spot got hurt twice because of me. It definitely doesn't heal easily. I reluctantly agreed. When I realized something was wrong, it was too late. Chu Yan smiled innocently, just like I used to. When I moved to the new dorm, I just gotten rid of that psycho Sun Zihao, but got warned by the advisor not to spread rumors. I was already annoyed, scowling when I arrived. Opening the door, I saw Shenbai. He's really good, looking dark brows, pale skin. When he looked at me, his lashes trembled slightly, making my heart itch. I really wanted to get closer to him, become good friends quickly. But I should keep my distance. I didn't want people thinking I was like Sun Zihao. Didn't expect our first interaction to go so badly. I got called a pervert, lost my head, and used Sun Zihao's tactics on him. Good thing Shenbai's nice. Plus, I picked up the underwear he threw away. It smelled good. I don't understand why I did that. Shenbai was so good to me, even patiently teaching me calligraphy. He wanted to be friends with me, but his body was too soft. I couldn't handle it, and had to run. I hoped he wouldn't notice anything wrong. Wouldn't realize I'm a wolf in sheep's clothing. I didn't want to be hated, but keeping my distance felt wrong too. I really wanted to do something to Shenbai, but I hadn't figured out what. When I already started showing signs, people on the campus forum noticed. This kind of dirty talk couldn't let Shenbai see. But I asked myself, haven't you really thought about this? Just admit it. You're just as disgusting as Sun Zihao. I wouldn't admit, so I could only watch Shenbai fall in love. That's someone who could easily forgive me, no matter how angry he got. Someone who would pat my back and tell me not to be scared. Someone who took responsibility after I kissed him. A lovable person. Someone I like. I tricked him into being mine like an idiot. Even if we break up the next day, I deserve it. I tried hard to control myself, not to bother him. My hands aren't sweaty or dirty. He knew about my germophobia. Too lazy to explain further. I just leaned them up against the wall. Fine. Whatever. Would he hate me? Would he think I'm disgusting? Later Shenbai took pity on me and gave me another chance. I wanted to come clean, but didn't expect him to nervously say first, Shu Yan, actually I fell for you at first sight. Everything after was just an act. I was scheming to seduce you all along. I was stunned for 2 minutes. Shenbai thought I was mad. No, I told him. He was describing exactly what I did. How lucky am I to meet someone I truly love in this vast sea of people.